Peter Foy. If you have ever been in or around the Oakland Mills area, you have most likely heard this name. But who is he, and why is he so well known? This documentary will lead you to uncover the mystery of the man behind the beard, Mr. Peter Foy. Most everyone knows Mr. Foy as one of the 11th grade English teachers, the guy that looks like Santa Claus, or that teacher you can hear yelling from the other side of the wall. This is quite simply the tip of the Foy iceberg. For juniors at Oakland Mills High School, walking into his classroom is almost a shock just due to how original this man is. Hopefully this documentary may display to you just a fraction of this man's originality. Mr. Foy has only a few but effectively established rules. Pens only, no chewing gum, no snoozing, and write a lot. Breaking any of these rules will most likely result in one of the following things. The first is that you'll be sent outside. This is usually done lightheartedly, seeing as how some students have been known to be sent out of the room over 4 to 5 times a class. The second result would be to write an infamous Dear Mr. Foy letter. Basically, these letters are to be written by the students to Mr. Foy. These letters usually turn out to be extremely creative and ridiculous. A punishment that he uses pretty infrequently is when no one in the class knows what he's talking about, so he decides to make everyone stand up and then begin to quiz everyone on really strange details to the point that the room is in mass confusion. Now, Mr. Foy may be a man of originality, but where did it come from? What triggered such individuality in this man? After asking multiple students from a number of his classes, I've been able to compose a list of the questions that student once answered the most about this legend. Mr. Foy was gracious enough to answer these questions during a short interview. Now, Mr. Foy, how much is your tie?
This one? I don't know. Probably $5. But $25 is a good ratcheted up price.
How many ties would you say that you own?
I have no idea. I really don't. I know that I easily have enough Christmas ties to go from from when Santa Claus comes out at Thanksgiving, which is the Macy's Day Parade, which is when I traditionally start wearing them, easily to Little Christmas, and then some. I counted them once. I think I have like 55, somewhere around 55 Christmas ties. I probably have, I don't know, 150 ties, maybe 100, 150, somewhere in there.
Okay, where did you come up with your famous closing statement?
That's a combination of McDonald's and Whopper Burger. Whopper Burger used to have that thing as have it your way, and McDonald's was, what was McDonald's? I don't remember. But anyway, the whole idea was that you could have, and I just combined it years and years ago. I had to, after I left Gibbons, the year after I left Gibbons, they used to do all their announcements on TV, and the guys that were doing the announcements actually finished the last day of classes, the last announcements. They actually said that, and they got detention for it. And in fact, the guy that gave them detention, my son goes to DeMatha. He is now the Dean of Discipline at DeMatha. So my son doesn't say it though.
Alright, what inspired you to have such magnificent facial hair?
I don't like to shave. I think shave is a barbaric custom. Think about it, scraping your face with something sharp. It's really kind of steppy.
Is there any particular reason for the way that you walk?
I played a lot of sports. I've had a hip. I've had too many operations, I guess. I had 2 foot operations, 1 knee operation. I've had a replaced hip. I have to have the other hip replaced sooner or later. So yeah, it's a variety of reasons. No, I wasn't gored by a bull. Although I'd like to be there in Pamplona, but it hasn't happened.
What is your favorite thing about Oakland Mills?
I like the students. I love the idea. The students are just really great, and they're a lot of fun. They like to learn most of the time. And they're receptive. They respond. One of the things that's kind of strange is that given the way I've taught before, when I came here, the expectations of a private school are different than a public school, and bringing those expectations to a public school, the students responded to those. So and I like the teachers. I like the whole atmosphere here at Oakland Mills. It's very familiar, and it's just very warm and inviting, and it's just, I was accepted, and it was easy for me to accept everybody else. So
why do you love Mr. Smart so much?
He's an excellent teacher. So I learn a lot from him. So it's neat. That's why I talk to him and things. I get a different perspective, especially from across the pond. And but he's just a really good teacher, so it really helps me.
Why do you address everyone by their last name or the young Mr. or Mrs.?
Because when I graduated from high school, my brother entered the same high school that I graduated from. And when he came in, everybody called him by my first name instead of his. And he got a real complex about it. So I decided I didn't want to do that to anybody. So I just called them by Mr. or Miss and their last name. So nobody knows whether I'm really thinking about their brother or sister or them. So it's, and it seems to work. It's not a bad thing. I have a hard enough time with names. So.
How old are you?
93 on a good day. If you're writing a book, forget it. We're not putting that in.
And the last question is, what is your favorite flavor of chewing gum?